Hey y'all, welcome to another Truth Drop episode. The next 5 weeks I'll be touching in on mental illness, my journey with it. So this series will be very personal for me, again, as one who speaks and lived truth, lived experiences. This topic hits home for me on so many levels, and not just because of my journey with it, but because I'm also a veteran who served honorably, and at that pivotal point in my life is when I was diagnosed. And being out, I see that, it's not just military, it's everywhere, right? Mental health in my family was not a topic of conversation. It wasn't nothing that we discussed. It wasn't nothing that you were supposed to have. If you couldn't speak to it, you couldn't explain it, right? So what's the point? You just simply adapted or you exploded. I wasn't a sensitive child, but I was a highly gifted child. I played in a band, I played flute, I was in the chorus, spelling bees, poetry contests, even athletic in a sense, right? Just very gifted. I just had a gift and talent for research and diving deep, being very analytical at a time when that just wasn't a thing, right? As a child, because I wasn't even a teen yet, where my brain was just bigger than myself. I was a creative. I wrote stories. I wrote music, and not lyrics, okay? I wrote music for my flute, okay? In which my band teacher and chorus teacher, Mr. Mark Jordan at Samuel Gompers Elementary in Chicago, Illinois, would play the piano with my music. But all that said, mental illness, okay, it's just not a topic in so many Black families, so many families in which I grew up with. I grew up in a predominantly Black neighborhood on the south side of Chicago, so everyone knew everybody. Coming up in the early 80s, 90s, we all knew each other. Moms knew each other, dads knew each other, the whole family knew everybody, right? So understanding that, I guess some of my family members will put the disclaimer out there: don't mess with greedy, or don't mess with, frog, or, oh goodness, don't let her cut up, or as we say in today's term, crash out, right? I was that one. I was the littlest in the neighborhood, but also I'm coming to bring it, okay? Bring it. Whatever it took, I'm bringing it. So that angry child, the anger, I couldn't understand where it came from. Like, I could be good one day and next, right? But I'm gonna share something from a blog that I wrote in 2017 before I started at the U.S. House of Representatives. The title was Speak None, Hear None, and this was written in 2017. In majority of the households I knew, You didn't speak of mental illness. It was shunned upon. You just didn't. Most of the kids I grew up with, you hear our parents or family members say, he or she just simply needs their ass whooped. And excuse my explicit language. That was the cure. That was the coping. Act out, you get hit. Question too much, you get silenced. But the irony here is that my grandmother, who is no longer with us, did nurture my inquisitive mind. Okay? She helped to foster it. But with other family members, you just had to keep performing. You had to keep wearing this mask until you either, again, adapted or you exploded. And for me, I eventually exploded. So I went away to the military, or left for the military. You have to adapt to all these new things. You're away from your family. You're away from things that you knew about, you were comfortable with, to form new friendships, new relationships, establish a career, which I did. I deployed. And from these lived experiences, it taught me a lot. It taught me a lot. It definitely taught me that I am resilient. I am a team player. I can be a collaborator. But I also like to move independently as well, because the way my analytical mind works is very strategic. It's very structured. And if you can't adapt to it, just get out of my way. That's why being in leadership was often hard for me, and I would prefer not, Strong worker bee, yes, absolutely. Motivator, yes. Encourager, yes. But when it came to being team lead, supervisor, whatever, it was extremely difficult, because I needed that piece of independency where I just wanted to do my work, turn it in, and go about my day, right? Because, at the end of the day, you form a war within your own mind. Being misunderstood as a child is one thing, right? But definitely being misunderstood as an adult, ooh, baby, that's a whole nother thing. And then when you have so many things against you, like your race, your background, your color, because us as black people, we have a multitude of colors. Okay, so, and we discriminate against our own in regards to that, how light you are, how dark you are, you in between, the ignorance is real. And definitely when it comes to being bipolar, because that's what I am bipolar. That taboo topic, being an adult, it doesn't sit well with me. That was our mothers and their mothers, tongue, right? You don't speak about it. You don't hear about it. It don't exist. But it isn't mine. I own it. I'm quick to say, hey, go sit on the couch. Go get you some help. Now that all these resources are available, you can log in and have a dialogue with a therapist, a counselor, whatever you need. But one thing about me, I don't just sit still, and I don't just shake a branch, just let the branches or the leaves flow or swing or sway. No, I'm here to uproot the whole damn tree, okay? The whole damn tree. That's my legacy. That's what people know of me. I'm here to make noise, and not just make noise find solutions, understand it, speak to it, advocate for people, advocate for the ones who are voiceless. No matter the conversation, no matter the topic, if you think your mind is, the old adage playing tricks on you, listen, let's get some help. Let's talk about it. Yeah, let's definitely talk about it. The next episode 2, I'll be diving in a little bit deeper on my mental health journey. And when I actually found out that, okay, I finally received a name for what I had or have. Mind you, I'm 46 now. At that time, I was 23, and was just discharged from military service as I served in the Army. So that was something that was new to me. But at the same time, it felt like a relief. Even if today, thanking God for the team that I have when it comes to medical support, medical providers. Baby, I'm the anomaly, okay? I'm just not textbook, and I'm glad I'm not, because I'm uniquely made in His eyes. So, if this resonated with you, like, share, comment, subscribe. Whatever you were silenced about as a child or even as an adult, when it comes to mental illness, this disease that is manageable, because I am a walking, talking person who manages it day to day. Again, through all my brilliance. Eventually pursuing this PhD next month, which is why I wanted to get this out sooner rather than later, because once that program starts, I'm going to be buckling down. Even as a business owner, as I am retired from federal service now, and I own my own business, consulting, I'm unstoppable, empowered and unstoppable. The only person gonna stop me is Him. That's it. So I'm gonna end this right there. With that, you are resilient and you are a conqueror. You are empowered and unstoppable. Until the next truth drop, y'all, have a good one. Bye.